Well, spring is here. It's slowly getting warmer outside and people are starting to spend more time outside as well. And there are reports that tick season is already here. Ticks may be small, but some ticks can transmit serious infections like Lyme disease, which can really make you sick. And joining us now is U of M's acting department head of entomology, Kateryn Rochon. Good morning, Kateryn.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining.
Slight correction though.
Okay, what is it?
I am no longer acting department head.
Oh, does that mean you got promoted?
No, that just means somebody else is doing the job.
Okay, well, thank you for taking some time out and joining us today. Now, it's tick season. We're here. Tell us about the different ticks and why one is more dangerous than another.
Well, we are blessed in Manitoba with multiple species of ticks, but there are two that are more likely to bite us and our pets. And that's the American dog tick that people here in Manitoba know as the wood tick. It's very common, and there's lots of them. And then there's the black-legged tick that people also call the deer tick sometimes. And that one is also fairly widespread, just there's not as many. And they are the ones that are able to transmit certain pathogens, like the bacteria that causes Lyme disease or anaplasmosis. There's viruses too. So they are a little bit more of a public health issue than the more common wood tick.
Can you tell the difference between the two?
You can tell the difference. If I describe them, like to me, it's very obvious. Your wood tick is a little bit larger and it's sort of a reddish brown, and the males have silvery lines on their back that look like a little bit like they have suspenders, and then the female have half their body that's also sort of whitish or silvery, and it looks like a little bit of a necklace, I guess. Where your black-legged ticks are a little bit smaller, so about the size of a sesame seed. And the females are a bit more of an orangey red on the lower half of their body, and on the top, they have sort of a dark brown, almost black half top of their body. Okay. And then the males are just black. They're like black sesame seeds. Oh my. But you can go on, there's online resources that can compare the two pictures. One of them is etick.ca. You can compare.
Okay, so you go outside, you're walking in the outdoors. Where do you typically find ticks? Where do you catch them?
You find ticks pretty much anywhere where there's maybe a little bit longer grass and a transition in the different types of vegetation. So that could easily be a backyard in Winnipeg. You can get ticks here as well, but mostly you'll have parks. Even when they're maintained and the grass is mowed, you can still find ticks there. And then parks that are more natural, trails, things like that, where you have longer vegetation. Sometimes if you have trees that keep a little bit of the moisture, give shade, which is a good thing. You want that in a city and in a park. But ticks also like areas that are a little bit more humid. So really anywhere, but that transition, so the edge of the trail or that middle part of the trail, if there's two walking paths like side by side, ticks like that a lot.
Okay, so let's say you find a tick that's embedded in your skin. It looks a lot like a black-legged tick. How do you remove it safely?
Okay, so you can remove a tick safely by grabbing it as close to the skin as possible, ideally with some fine-nosed tweezers, and then you just take hold of it, and then you pull straight up. Okay. You can upload a picture of the tick to etick.ca, and some people, real people, not AI, will help you identify it in case you're not sure if it's black-legged ticks, if it's a black-legged tick or a wood tick.
Okay, well, and of course, another warning sign that you might be in trouble is if you see a bullseye ring around that bite, to go to your doctor as soon as possible. Kateryn, thank you so much for your help today.